You saying, you know, that people say you're doing a good job, and there's a difference, isn't there, from working in a studio and working with an audience and other artists. And I guess, you know, studio artists don't actually get that kind of feedback. And my question is, I mean, how much do you enjoy being a live artist and being in concert, and how much do you enjoy being in a studio? Do you enjoy them equally, or do you prefer one to the other?
I definitely prefer the stage. They are slightly different arts, to be honest with you. It's almost like the difference between a film actor and a stage actor. You're acting, but your approach, the skill set is a little different. For me, being on stage and connecting with people is nothing can be compared to it. It is fantastic. It is incredible. It is the reason I breathe, I tell you. But to be in the studio is me understanding that this kind of immortalizes the music and the moment and allows people that you've never met and will never see face to face have an opportunity to connect with your work. So it's kind of like an archival thing, like recording. It gives the opportunity for your work to be where you can't be personally.
Well, I've got to say that actually watching you on YouTube today performing live, you can see how much you enjoy it. You really can. You can see the passion that you sing with, you know. You're absolutely fantastic. I was truly taken by it today.
Yay! Thank you. And
what about you now? I mean, are you in a relationship? Are you sort of thinking about getting married? Or what? You know, what's happened with you personally? ... Cliffhanger. After this commercial break. I don't know. You know, the reason I say that, Maya, is because you're a very attractive lady. You're very talented.
Wait a minute, are you single? No, you told me that your wife heard the music. Okay.
and you're out there and you're performing, a very talented lady and everything else. You must get propositions, surely, occasionally.
Yeah, I had this. I had a show in Croatia a few months ago, and there were these guys at the back, and their arms were flailing, and they're just jumping up and down, Maya, Maya. And I come over to them, and they surround me, and they're like, I hear you're looking for a husband in Croatia. And I took photos with them. It was really funny. Yes, of course.
So, you're still available. You're still single, are you?
More or less.
If I may, just delve a little bit more into your personal life. Family background. Were your family musical, or was it something that came from within you?
I was in a very creative household. However, I'm kind of the first musician in the household. My father's a journalist, and my mother is a counselor. However, you know, when my father was, when I was a child, he was doing reviews for music, and we always had excellent music in the household. And my older brother was exploring music, not quite. He's kind of like almost like a performance artist. The way, because kind of like, I don't know if it's death metal, but it's like not really notes, but at the same time he was performing it on stage, and I kind of looked up to my brother. But regardless, by the age of 4, I was singing. I was really like studying and performing songs from beginning to end and presenting them, and wow. I did my first play when I was 4. So it was always in me, actually. Yeah.
Now, you just said that you're a musician, so obviously you play an instrument, or maybe several?
You know what? I studied classically voice, and so I actually do not play an instrument, but I hear very well. Like I hear, and my voice is my instrument. Right. But when I work with different players, I have to sing out the notes that I want in the chord, or I have to sing out the bass part, or describe the rhythm that I want, this type of thing. So
let me ask you, Maya, how did you come across Fame Games? How did that all happen?
You know what? And I have to give Fame Games so much love. You guys have proactively supported me, and it's been really, actually very touching for me. The first time I heard about Fame Games, one of the people in your office actually reached out to me on MySpace and said, I think your music would be great on Fame Games. And then I investigated Fame Games, and I thought it sounded really cool, like what a great concept. And I submitted my first songs, not thinking anyone would really listen to it or anything like that. And then it's just sort of developed from there. But you guys kind of found me and put me onto your own stuff.
Well, we're so glad we did. There's another little message here that says that some people compare you to Chaka Khan.
Cool.
I mean,
yeah, I've seen that in the past. I've seen that in a couple of different articles. The New York Post, for example, and the Village Voice have compared me. I tell you, the kinds of comparisons that I get are extremely complimentary because they're the greats, they're the best. So if people view me along the lines of a Roberta Flack or a Shaka Khan, then I got a big reputation to uphold.
Now, we're talking about some of the great artists of the past. What about now? Who do you listen to and who do you like now, presently in the music industry?
I can't help but love Jill Scott. I mean, she's got such a fantastic voice. I'm a vocalist, so I really listen to the instrument of the voice, and she's definitely a singer's singer. I like artists that you don't even know what it is, it just moves you. And it's a quality in their tone and in their voice. Oh, man.
Is there any one particular artist now? Obviously, you've worked with some of the best in the past, but is there any particular artist in the present now that you would love to work with?
Yeah, there's so many.
Have you got a train that goes past your window?
Okay, yes, you're getting into my personal stuff. I didn't expect the trains to be going by, but yeah, I live conveniently very close to our subway. As a result, it can be heard in the background. So that's a little Brooklyn for you out there, everybody. As you listen, let's just imagine that you're with me in Brooklyn in my living room, okay?
Fantastic.
Artists, yeah. Yes. I don't know. I love Anthony Hamilton. I want to work with Bono. I want to work with Prince. I mean, I feel like I sound so cliche, but these are people I admire.
Maya, what do you think about programs like the X Factor and American Idol and all those kind of things? What are your opinions on programs like that?
I have mixed feelings about it. Whenever people hear that you can sing, the first thing they say is, "You should be on American Idol." Like it's the biggest thing you could ever strive for. For me, American Idol, it's not for me because I don't want to be judged upon whether or not I can sing a good cover. I'll be honest with you. It's like I'm an artist. I have a lot to say. I want people to be down with me, not just because I can sing high, But at the same time, I'll have to say some really talented, great singers have come out of those programs. And they got the light of day that they wouldn't have gotten otherwise. So, I don't know. Those are my mixed feelings about it. I mean, I can't deny the fact that some truly talented people have really shown themselves. And it was clear that they weren't contrived or totally cookie cutter. They earned it. And so on that level, I could say, I have some respect for the program, You
sound to me truly as an indie artist. You're not going to sell your soul for anything. You want to do what you want to do. Am I correct?
Yeah, and I do believe in healthy compromise. I mean, anytime you want to do business, you have to be diplomatic and find a way to meet in the middle because you don't live in a world by yourself. If you want to work with people, you have to, figure out how to work with them in a way that benefits them as much as it benefits you. So as an entrepreneur, I understand that compromise comes into play at some point, and that's not always an unhealthy thing. But I just don't know that the path for me is to, at this point, maybe when I was much younger, but at the point that I'm at right now where I have an international career, I don't see how American Idol would benefit me right now.
On that
I've already developed a bit of a, name or following, so.
I think you probably answered my next question, but I was going to ask you what is the best and worst thing about being an indie artist, but I think you probably covered that in that answer there.
What's the best and worst thing about being indie? This is something I thought about recently. When you're an independent artist and an entrepreneur, you have the most to lose out of anybody, and you also have the most to gain. So that's the best and worst of it. It's that if it goes well and everything that you've done really pans out, your benefits will be countless. But when you go through those dry spells and it's really tough and there's no one else cushioning you, then you're the one that feels it the most. So it's a full body experience. Being an independent artist is a full body experience.